What's up, guys? It's Jeremy. I want to give my first impressions of the Parrot Rolling Spider. Now, this is a great little guy if you want to get into drones, but you don't want to spend an arm and a leg. It's also a great device for beginners because of its ease of use. Now, after this introduction, I'm going to show you a few clips of me flying it outside, and this thing is perfectly stable. The way it works, you just use the app on the phone you tell it to go up and it goes up. It's simple as that, and it holds steady very easily. And when you want it to move, it moves. When you want it to stop, it stops. When you want it to land, you press land and it lands. It works really well in that regard. I purchased one off Amazon before where it just had the controller, and it was really touchy, and we accidentally shot it up into the stratosphere and never saw it again. This thing, what I like too, you can adjust how high it can go. So before you start flying it, you can say I want it to go to 3 meters, and I don't want the pitch to be more than 5 degrees. So basically it's only going to go up so high, and it's only going to pitch forward a little bit, so it's not going to go very fast. As you get better, of course, you can shoot it straight off into the sky up to 20 meters, and you can change the pitch even steeper so it'll go faster. Now, this thing is also a beast because these wheels protect the device itself. I actually noticed that one of these things is cracked right here, which I need to buy a new one. But of course, stuff like that is disposable. These things really save this guy from a lot of damage. And one thing that you will find kind of annoying, but also probably is good, these propellers, they pop off really easily. Now, I had to do a little bit of, struggling to pop that one off. But if you crash into something, like in a tree, 9 times out of 10, one of them is going to pop off. Which I think is good because it prevents it from getting damaged. But then it's also bad because it's hard to find. So if I were you, certainly order an extra set of propellers, and you're good to go there. So after this, I'm going to show you my flight. So here it is. Okay, so you guys have to give props to me for recording and flying this thing at the same time. It does really show how easy it is to use. It's, like I mentioned in my introduction, it's very stable. You press launch on your smartphone and it goes in the air. And if you don't touch anything, and if the wind isn't that bad, it will just stay still. It's really amazing. I mean, I'm using a 300mm zoom lens, and as you may know, they go in pretty far. So this thing doesn't really move too much. And considering I'm outside and it is kind of windy out, it's pretty amazing. And like I mentioned in the introduction, it's like really easy to do tricks. Once you set the trick on the menu, you just simply double tap and it will do a little flip, which will be shown in a second. There we go. It kind of went off camera, but you get the point. Some tricks do require higher elevation than others. As you saw, that one just hit the ground. But luckily, the little wheels were my savior, and I didn't even need to go over to fix anything. It was just good. The thing does turn off automatically when it detects any type of stress. Like if it runs into anything too hard, it will just completely turn off. And here, the actual drone is getting close to the battery dying. I think I played with it for like 5 or 6 minutes, which is the basically time frame that's quoted on this thing. The wheels, while they don't add a lot of weight, you know, it does make a big deal in the overall picture to battery life. But I don't feel comfortable flying this thing around these rocks and around my house without them. Hope you guys enjoyed my footage of me flying this thing outside. It certainly shows how easy it is to pilot this thing because I was behind the camera and trying to fly this thing at the same time. So just imagine me being dedicated to this thing. It's, you know, really cool. You can put a lot of effort into it to get really good. It has all these different trick buttons. It has an ability where you can set it and then throw it, and then it flies off in the air, which is really cool. And it also has, of course, the ability to do an emergency landing. So if you feel like it's flying off in the air and you don't want it to drop slowly, you can just emergency land it and it will fall. And these wheels come in a lot of handy. I took them off because I wanted to take off my training wheels. You know, I was being all cocky, and it ended up landing on the roof of my house. And at that time, it got out of range. And once the device is kind of far away, it's hard to connect. So I had to get up on a ladder and pull it off. But these wheels also aren't a lifesaver 100% of the time, because another time I got caught in a tree, and at that time the battery was dead, so I couldn't fly it away. So you're gonna for sure come into some times where you get yourself into trouble. I probably could have avoided all of those things if I found an open field, which if you're, you know, into drones and into the bigger drones, you're going to want to learn in a big open field first so you don't hurt anybody. But that was my first impression of the Parrot Rolling Spider. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I will be making like tip videos, how-to videos for this thing. I want to kind of do like tips and tricks for new users, and I want to, you know, showcase all the different tricks this thing can do. But other than that, I really appreciate the thumbs up, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Woo! Oh shit.